Hello YouTube. I'm going to talk to you about some evidence about the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Everybody, well, just about everybody knows that Sodom and Gomorrah is known for homosexuality. And one of the reasons that God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah was because they were full of homosexuals. But they used to be called Sodomites, okay? And people don't want to believe the Bible. They say, it's just a bunch of myths and things like that. Well, I'm going to give you some evidence. The story of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah is in chapter 19 of Genesis, okay? If you read that, you will read how God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. And you'll also read how the men tried to have sex with the two angels that they thought were men visiting Sodom and Gomorrah. People don't want to believe this, but I'm going to give you some evidence. Genesis was part of the Torah. The Torah is the first 5 books of the Bible written by Moses. Okay? Now, since we have computer technology, they can find out a lot of stuff now that they couldn't find out about. If you take the Torah, which is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, all right? You take the Torah and you take a computer. The Old Testament was written in Hebrew or Aramaic, depending on which part you're reading. Most of it's Hebrew. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy were written in Hebrew. If you take every 50th letter in these 5 books, it shows you something really interesting. Genesis and Exodus, if you take every 50th letter in both books and put them together, it says Torah, 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 spelled forward, all the way through both books. And then if you look at Numbers and Deuteronomy, you take every 50th letter, it says Torah, 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 spelled backwards. So, Genesis and Exodus, spelled forward, points to the book of Leviticus that is in the middle of the Torah. Numbers and Deuteronomy, the Torah spelled backwards, points toward Leviticus, which is in the middle of the Torah. And then you go to Leviticus, the middle of the 5 books. Take every 50th letter, and it spells Yahweh, 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 over and over all the way through the book. So the Torah is saying that the center of the knowledge of these 5 books, the center of the whole book is Yahweh, which is one of God's names, his main name, Yahweh. In the book of Genesis, chapter 19, which is written like this, which it would be impossible for men to have done that when Genesis was written a couple thousand years ago. I haven't looked it up. I need to, and when I'm done with this video, I'll put on there when it was written. But it was probably 3,000 or 4,000 years ago. There's no way the human mind could have written these 5 books and had this happen. And Genesis 19 tells a story of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. And something else this shows is that Allah is not God. Yahweh is. Interesting, ain't it? God bless you.